Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the presentation of the colors and the playing of Kimigayo and the Star Spangled Banner. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated.
Hello, and welcome to the graduation of class of 2014. I'm Kate Raymond, and I am this year's senior class president. It's been an amazing senior year, full of first and last. Now please join me in I would like to introduce Vice Wing Commando Colonel Dana, and also the Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Jim Journey. Now would you please join me in welcoming to the stage Colonel Dana in our opening remarks.
Thanks, everyone. I, too, would like to say welcome and thank you for coming to the Robert D. Edgren 2014 commencement ceremonies. I'd like to extend an appreciation to all of you for supporting the senior class. To the senior class, thank you for inviting me. I understand there are 35 of you. Nice weasel number. I know that not a single person here came here to hear me speak, so I'm simply going to say congratulations, and let's get this show on the road.
Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Kendall Gleason, this year's student body president. I now have the pleasure of introducing the woman who has served as our principal for the last 4 years. She has given our class continuous support and helped us each reach this point. Please welcome our principal, Ms. Georgia Waters.
Thank you, Kendall. Good afternoon. Oops. Okay, good afternoon. recognizing Colonel Dana, Mr. Jim Journey, Dr. Louis D'Angelo, Edgren, esteemed faculty and staff, parents, family, and guests, and to our wonderful Japanese friends and neighbors. And most important, the remarkable class of 2014. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to recognize and brag a little about the class of 2014 for a few moments, 13 minutes. One of our graduating seniors started their journey at Misawa 13 years ago. Before I begin recognizing students for how many consecutive years they have been in Misawa, I would first like to recognize those who loved it so much that they had to come back. Please stand when I call your name and remain standing. Parents, if you would like to stand when your graduate's name is called, you can also do so. Joshua Salzer attended school from his freshman and sophomore year and returned for his senior year. Alex Earl attended Cummings from 1st through 5th grade and returned for grades 8 through 12. Let's have a round of applause for our Misawa returnees. You may be seated. The following students have been at Edgren for their junior and senior year. Please stand. Caleb Atkinson, Tyrone Barcaso, Hunter Mathis, Clinton Peterson, Drew Phillips, Brianna Robertson, Ashley Robinson, and Bryn Sukart. Please give a round of applause to this special group of students. You may be seated. The following seniors have attended Edgren for their sophomore through their senior year. Olivia Burris, Elaine Cotton, Madeline Cotton, Amari Henderson, Ishmael Leon, Katarina Raymond, Rachel Rodriguez, Scott Sheehan. Please give this special group of seniors a round of applause. You may be seated. The following seniors have been at Edgren for all 4 years of high school. Please stand. Haley Carter, Kendall Gleason, Baden Harrison, Christina Miller, Tyler Werfer. Please give this special group of seniors a round of applause. The following students have been in Edgren since 8th grade, 5 years. Anthony Atkinson, Caleb Eversole. And a round of applause for these two. The next two students have been at Edgren since 7th grade, 6 years. That's the year I came. Ashlyn Trethwell, Ashley Bravo, thank you. You may be seated. And with the following students who have been here since elementary school, please stand when your name is called. Laura Reimer. Since 5th grade, 8 years. Natalie Gamble, since 5th grade, 8 years. Maribel Pumarejo, since 5th grade, 8 years. A big round of applause for these students. You may be seated. And the following student has been at Edgren for 13 years. Deanna Sledge since kindergarten. Congratulations. I know Masawa will always have a special place in your heart. You may be seated. Transitioning into high school in the senior year is never an easy thing to do. Congratulations to the following seniors who made their mark here in just 1 year's time. Please stand and remain standing when I call your name. Tashika Dillon. Todian Dillon. They arrived August 19th and found their comfort zone in the JROTC program, as well as studying academic. Mary Mattingly. Mary arrived August 6th, and she's found her place with volleyball, soccer, and continued with her advanced placement classes. And last, Kaylee Hensley. Kaylee arrived February 24th, a true ambassador. She was given a warm welcome by her peers, and she continued to receive honor grades. She found her niche within the drama department. Congratulations. Your ability to easily adapt during this journey will serve you well in the future. Thank you. You may be seated. Memories were made during your journey. You worked hard for the past 5 years, and especially this year. I am sure you will remember Think, Pair, Share, Turn and Talk. You endeavored to follow instructions and persevered in each of your classes, which afforded Edgren to earn the highest score in DoDEA during our 5-year accreditation process. Your Edgren diploma will be priceless. Memories were made when the wrestling team earned 2 Far East banners, as well as bringing home Edgren's first Far East champion. Edgren cheerleaders earned their 7th consecutive Far East banner. During the Far East soccer tournament, our girls made us proud, going undefeated in front of the home crowd, earning the Far East banner. And all of our other activities, music, drama, arts, Harvard Model Congress, basketball, baseball, softball, cross country, football. Members of these teams have made us extremely proud. Champion the day and listen, learn, and be all in are 2 slogans that will remain on our campus for years to come. The sense of pride, spirit, and respect is embedded in the members of this senior class. Many memories were made this week, starting with the wishing lanterns. Parents and seniors embracing precious moments. Next, the kickball game. And I promise not to tell anyone that Wednesday, the faculty beat the seniors in a hard-fought game of kickball. We will always remember the Kirkland slide for years to come. And the staff shared many bonding moments with our seniors. Next, warm inspirational words and a song, Believe in Yourself and Your Dreams Will Come True, performed by the Cummings kindergarten students at baccalaureate service, will remain in your hearts and give you faith as you keep family and friends close. Each and every moment of this fabulous class of 2014 made positive and profound contributions to their classes and activities at Edgren High School and the Masawa community. Members of this class will receive nearly $600,000 in scholarship. Included in this amount is a $160,000 full ROTC scholarship awarded to Kendall Gleason. Kendall, please stand. And another combined $110,000 offered to Mary Mattingly, and $64,000 to Natalie Gamble, and $48,000 to Anthony Atkinson, a full ride. Members of this senior class of 2014 are honored and blessed to have had Ms. Kirkland and Mr. Lane as their senior sponsors, and assisted by Ms. Campbell and Ms. Collins. You can clap. Mr. Lane and Mr. Zedeker as their counselors, and an exceptional group of educational leaders that guided and ensured that learning occurred. Class of 2014, I leave you with 2 quotes. Quote, "Your families are extremely proud of you. You can't imagine the sense of relief they are experiencing. This would be a most opportune time to ask for money." As Dr. Seuss would say, today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So get up and go on your way. On behalf of the Edgren staff, Dr. D'Angelo and I praise you for your accomplishments. We wish you peace, happiness, and love and success. Thank you.
I am humbled and honored to be here to present your next speaker. She is not only an amazing student, but an amazing young adult. Natalie's confidence, humor, and willingness to learn are all contagious attributes she's brought to our classrooms and into our lives. The dreams, aspirations, and goals she has set, I undoubtedly know will all come true. My piece of advice to Natalie and your classmates of 2014, stay true to yourself, do what is right, and always follow your heart. The world awaits you. Natalie will be attending Salisbury University in Maryland, where she will study biology and psychology and will someday bless our society as a doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, Edgren High School salutatorian and future doctor, Ms. Natalie Gemmel.
Okay. Sorry. First, I'd like to welcome everyone. Thank you for coming today to celebrate our graduation. So a few weeks ago, the top 4 in our class were notified that we were in the running for Val and Sal. And of course, we were directed to write a speech for this graduation ceremony. I, however, neglected their advice and procrastinated in writing my speech. And as the old wise saying goes, bad habits die hard, and I definitely agree. Yet, in the act of procrastinating, I came to an important realization. All those sleepless nights of cramming, writing 5-page papers, and preparing presentations may have done more to help us than harm us in the long run. Procrastination has instilled in us resiliency, and this resiliency will lead us through any adversity we may face. I found that even the slowest beginnings can become the greatest successes. This is evident for individuals including Bill Gates and Ellen DeGeneres, neither of whom finished college, but both found the ambition within them to succeed. I hope that I'll be successful in even this speech today. I've attended the last few graduations at Edgren, and each of the valedictorian and salutatorians gave beautiful speeches, and one especially stood out to me. I can't recall any more than 3 words of her speech, but 3 words were definitely enough. In her salutatorian address to the class of 2012, Kathy Shoemaker said, "Always wear sunscreen." I'll always remember that valuable piece of advice. So, in preparing this address today, I had no idea where to start. So I sought the counsel of Ms. Kuntz. She advised me to begin my speech with a poem, and to use this poem as a metaphor for life. So, here it goes. A poem entitled, "Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening" by Robert Frost. "Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Now, if you know Robert Frost, it may seem odd that I choose a poem whose subject is a suicidal man, but I promise it'll all make sense. Today marks a first for each of us dressed in our cap and gown, our first high school graduation. In a few months, many of us will experience other firsts. Our first roommate, our first day of college, first day of boot camp, our first awful professor, maybe our first kiss, our first boyfriend, our first failing grade, and one day, our first college graduation. Our first job will follow with our first car and first mortgage, maybe our first proposal and first marriage. And one day, in the distant future, and yes, Mom and Dad, distant future, we'll have our first child. I assure you, none of these firsts will ever be attainable if we don't have a mentality synonymous to that of the suicidal man. I have miles to go before I sleep. Even on our darkest of days, success is out there. It's merely hidden by the clouds. Through high school, the people that always reminded us of the opportunities for success were our teachers. I think it's safe to say all of our teachers here at Edgren have imprinted on each of us in some way. I don't think anyone can forget the first day of art class, being greeted by the booming sound of a baseball bat being slammed against the desk. And anyone who's had Mr. Bowman can recall a staring contest or two when he asked you to answer the only homework question you didn't know the answer to. And any senior can tell you Miss Campbell's smile remained bright on even the cloudiest of days. And I'm sure each of us has faked a laugh so Mr. Maxey wasn't quite so alone in the silence that followed his corny joke. And I especially don't think any female would forget Miss Kuntz and her ability to wear leggings every day to school and never be dress coded. To conclude this address, I'd like to leave you with a few words of Mark Twain. The two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. Each of us will soon begin this journey in discovering why. I want to wish you all good luck on your journey, and may you find success, but more importantly, happiness in all that you do. Thank you.
No leggings today. Do not erase. This sign has been next to a quote that has been on my blackboard for the entire year. The quote states, "If we are afraid to be different from the world, how can we make a difference in the world?" Different is the operative word here. As eclectic and individual as high school students really are from each other, no high schooler wants to be different. And Elaine Cotton bears that burden even more so as she has an equally stellar counterpart in life. So what makes Elaine Cotton different? Is it that she is the NHS vice president, the senior class vice president, a member of the GSA, a member of Student to Student, a member of the Harvard Model Congress, or the captain of the soccer team? These are not differences. These things are impressive similarities that Elaine shares with thousands of high school students throughout the world. And the 2 extra freckles that she has, which her twin does not, or the 30 extra seconds that she waited to enter the world, or the headstrong temper she claims to have, does not make her different. These are differences, but they do not make her different. What makes a person different from the madding crowd is that a person yearns to make a difference, to strike a respondent chord with the world and its inhabitants. And Elaine, with her huge heart, her great empathy, her keen intelligence and insight, will do just that. So do not erase. Never erase your common bonds with humanity, but have the heart, the mind, and the spirit to be different by making a difference. And these are the qualities that our valedictorian possesses. Watch her make that difference. I am honored to present this year's valedictorian, the stellar and sterling and slightly more freckled Elaine Cotton.
Hello family, esteemed guest, Miss Waters, Dr. D'Angelo, teachers, friends, and most of all, graduates of 2014. We have finally made it. The day we have been waiting for and working toward this whole year is finally here. And while I'm happy and proud of all the things we've done to finally reach this moment, I can't help but think of those who didn't make it. Most of you didn't know her, but Brittany Johnson was a wonderful girl I knew in Texas. Smart, athletic, funny, beautiful, and kind, Brittany was surrounded by friends and family who cared about her deeply. This is why 10 months ago, a week before senior year began, I was shocked and devastated when Brittany committed suicide. Sorry. This girl, who I had seen at football games, basketball games, pep rallies, in class, and around the hall, was gone, and I couldn't believe it. However, I was even more shocked to see the outpouring of love from my former classmates and a multiple of others who knew her well. There were stories of happy and inspiring moments that she had caused. I was in awe of how many lives this one girl had impacted in her short life, including my life. My friend Jaden wrote a touching passage in Brittany's memory, and a few lines stuck with me. In it, he says, "Tomorrow is a never sure thing, and time is best spent not wasting. Dream big and plan for the future, but live now and ensure that those you care about always know you care, and strive to live each moment like it's your last. Leave mistakes in the past. Time is of the essence, and time is slipping away ever so slowly." My fellow graduates, I advise you to do just that. Dream as big as you can and relentlessly pursue those dreams until they are fulfilled. Then dream bigger. Cherish the memories and good times, but do not dwell in the past. Look forward and live your life to the fullest. That's why it's called life. It was meant to be lived. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. We all make them, and we can all learn from them to do better. Most importantly, be like Brittany. Try to impact as many people as you can for the better. But don't forget that when you fall, always get back up, because life is worth every moment. If you find yourself in your darkest hours, don't ever give up, for only when it's dark can you truly see the stars. Thank you, and for Brittany.
I would now like to introduce a stellar, stupendous teacher who is a joy to be with. Every senior knows her by her name, and she continues to inspire each of us with her knowledge of literature and words. Please welcome Miss Lori Kuntz.
Hello again. The rubric. The dictionary defines rubric as a set of instructions or rules. The past 12 years of your lives have been saturated with rubrics. In English class, your rubric demanded correct grammar, although I demanded creativity. But in math, it calls for you to show your work. In science, you are burdened with the evidence of scientific theory. But what does the rubric for a good life petition you to do? As I stand here introducing the senior class, I gift you with yet another rubric, the universal rubric. Let's take a look. The universal rubric, the way you live your life will be graded on the following: be kind, show empathy, be generous, be a metaphor for love and light. Take the road less traveled by. Know the difference between good and well. Hint, do well and be a good person. The total is 600%. Go that extra percentage of a mile. So now that we have a rubric for a good life, let's see how well our seniors truly know the difference between good and well. The class of 2014 is not a good class, nor will they do well. The class of 2014 is a, come on guys, is a sterling class who will accomplish stellar things in life. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, and deliriously proud and good parents, I present to you the very good class of 2014.
In your programs, you will find the history of the paper cranes, but I will simply read the bottom. As our seniors depart these hallowed halls of Robert D. Edgren High School, we wish them nothing but good fortune and longevity. As they embark on their wondrous journey, this event signifies the beginning of a new chapter. Congratulations, seniors. May you hold fast to all your dreams and wishes. Seniors, at this time, if you will make your way backstage for the presentation of your diplomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now for the presentation of diplomas. Caleb Atchison.
I would like to thank my sister and her husband for helping me through a 4-year roller coaster ride of trivial drama and late-night essays. Thanks to the coaches who helped me through my first year of football, to Coach Edmonds for the best year of my wrestling career, and to the CrossFit trainers at the gym. After today, I'm going into the Air Force. I was going to go to college like you, but then I took an arrow to the knee.
Anthony Atkinson.
It would seem this wasn't really high school, just an elaborate scheme to take an extended vacation in Japan. To think we could pull it off for all these years. Well, I suppose it's time to head back. It's been really great to live here and to meet the people I have met. What a huge influence this all has been. Thank you, and I hope everyone is successful in whatever path you end up taking.
Tyrone Bacalso.
My journey at Edgren has been a unique one. It has had its ups and downs just like a roller coaster. I've met people and made friends to last me a lifetime. My journey at Edgren has left me with many memories. 10 years from now, I hope to be graduated from college with a degree in the medical field and succeeding wherever my life takes me. I'd like to thank my mom, dad, brother, and anyone else who has helped me throughout these past 2 years. The roller coaster ride's been fun, but my journey here has come to an end.
Ashley Bravo.
Now that my high school career has come to an end and I will be moving on to a new chapter in my life, I just want to thank everyone for all of the great memories that high school brings, as well as the people who have guided and supported me throughout the years. Olivia, Haley, Tabia, and Khadijah, you guys are the best. Mom, Dad, Gabe, and Marcos, thank you for absolutely everything. I love you guys so much.
Olivia Burris.
I just want to thank my sister-in-law and my brother for keeping me on the right track and for helping me to get to where I'm supposed to be. I would also like to thank all of my teachers for their help and to thank my sisters, Haley, Ashley, and Khadijah, for being there for me when I needed someone to talk to. I love you guys so much. So I say to you all, believe in yourself. Darkness is over for you. You will make it through.
Haley Carter.
I want to thank my mom, dad, Key, and Jay for their support. I also want to thank my sisters, Khadijah, Olivia, and Ashley, for being by my side throughout my journey. I'm off for some fun in the sun at the University of Central Florida for a degree in marketing. Now I'll leave you with this piece of advice from Marilyn Monroe. We should all start to live before we get too old. Fear is stupid, and so are regrets. Special shout out to Ms. Kuntz for being amazing. I love you all. Bye-bye now.
Elaine Cotton.
First, I would like to thank my parents who have supported me through all of my ups and downs. I'd like to thank Grace and Olivia for being the best sisters ever and for loving me no matter what. And to Madeline, my best friend, sister, twin, and future roommate. The past 17 years have been amazing, but the rest of our lives will be even better. And finally, to Natalie and Caitlin for being the bestest friends I could ever ask for, and for always being there for me. I'm blessed to have you all in my life. Love you.
Madeline Cotton.
I'd first like to thank my family for always being by my side and supporting me through everything. A huge thanks goes to Natalie Gamble. You have to be especially strong to put up with the Cotton twins. And lastly, I'd like to thank my best friend of 17 years, my sister Elaine. I love you, and I can't wait to tear it up at A&M.
Todion Dillon.
They say high school is the best time of your life, and I say that's true. Through it all, I have met friends that will last a lifetime and supporters who will be there forever. I want to say thank you to my teachers, Ms. Kuntz, Lieutenant Colonel Mullen, Mr. Edmonds, Chef Lucas, and Mr. Gillies. And to my family, Old Boy Dylan and Sarge, and the Rod of Understanding. Thank you guys for putting up with me, and I love you. And to the best sister in the world, Tashishi, who has been my homie my entire life. If you think this is scary for you, imagine how I feel.
Tashika Dillon.
There are 180 days of senior year at Edgren High School. With the exception of a few, they have been pleasant. I must say this year has been no journey, but it has been an experience that I will never forget. I would like to say thank you to the teachers who made this year an enjoyable and intellectually stimulating one, and to my forbearing parents, family members, and friends who have encouraged me along the way.
Alex Earl.
It's time for me to keep running ahead and to move further into the future. Tomorrow is fresh with no mistakes in it, says L.M. Montgomery. To my parents, I know you would always tell me to stop wasting time and do my homework, but as Martha Trolley Curtin said, time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. To my friends, family, and to all the teachers I've had, I dedicate this Mayan proverb. One can pay back the loan of gold, but one lies forever in debt to those who are kind. Bye.
Kayla Eversole.
I have never been a normal child in the eyes of many and unsure about what I wanted to be when I grew up, always picking and choosing. But when I finally made my decision, my parents supported me all the way through. So I would like to thank both of my parents for always being there for me, as every parent should, but they are one of a kind to me, irreplaceable. And although it may not seem like it on occasions, I love you with all my heart. P.S. From your sweet, slightly sane, precious angel.
Natalie Gamble.
I got to Massawa 8 years ago, and I more or less grew up here. It's bittersweet to be moving on, but I'm excited to start college in the fall. I'll be attending Salisbury University in Maryland studying biology. I'd like to thank my friends and family for your friendship and love, especially my dear twins. Mom, Dad, Sean, Colleen, Nicholas, and Christopher, I couldn't have made it to this point without your support. Thanks again.
Kendall Gleason.
This day has finally come. I'm so glad I made it. High school has been awesome, full of experiences and people I've grown to love. I would like to thank all the people who inspired, pushed, and helped me reach all my goals, especially Mr. Bellman, Miss Campbell, Miss Sweeney, Miss Kuntz, and Coach Edmonds. I also want to thank my amazing parents. You guys are my heroes, and I love you. I'm so excited for the next chapter at Brigham Young University in Provo. Kisses and go Eagles.
Baden Harrison.
My journey at Edgren has been a unique one because of the people I've met and the things I've learned. I'd like to thank my parents, brothers, sister, friends, and anyone else who has helped me along the way.
Amari Henderson.
My journey at Edgren has been a whirlwind of ups and downs. However, I made it to just where I need to be. I plan on attending Prairie View A&M University in the fall, and I thank all of my teachers for helping me along on this journey. In 10 years, I see myself married with kids and as a kindergarten teacher. I've met a lot of people along the way who have become very important in my life. I would like to thank my friends for always being there for me and my parents for instilling me with the tools I need to succeed.
Kaylee Hensley.
I arrived at Edgren more than halfway through my senior year. Everyone was very accepting and took me in right away. I would like to thank my family and friends for their helping hands and guiding me along the way. As Arnold Palmer said, the most rewarding things in life are often the ones that look like they cannot be done. This is not the end, but the beginning.
Ismael Leon.
In the past 3 years, I have experienced good times and bad at Edgren. I've met a couple of people I won't ever forget. I would like to thank my parents for always putting up with me and my teenage ways, and for supporting me with sports and decisions I've had to make. In 10 years, I see myself fulfilling my dream of becoming a forensic analyst.
Hunter Matthews.
Throughout my 4 years of high school, attending 3 different high schools, I've made some pretty great lifetime friends I will never forget. Made lots of memories, learned many lessons, and picked up good traits that I will carry with me through life. I'd like to thank my parents, friends, coaches, and teachers who guided me and celebrated in my success, and who also stuck with me and picked me up when I would fall. I plan on taking the things I've learned in high school and using them to help create greater success for myself as I begin a new journey, joining the Navy and traveling the world.
Mary Mattingly.
High school is one of the most turbulent periods in our lives, and I could never have made it without the help from numerous people in my life. I would like to say thank you to my parents who have given me the opportunity to travel the world and always put my needs before their own in order to prepare me for success. My sisters who have always been by my side through thick and thin, and my friends who have taught me loyalty and what it means to be truly loved. I couldn't have overcome my hardships or reached my success without the help from each one of them. I will be attending Pepperdine University in the loving Malibu, California, to earn a degree in communications, and I look forward to what lies ahead on my next endeavor.
Christina Miller.
I think I've been waiting for this moment way too long, and now that it's finally here, I can't lie, it's pretty scary. I want to give my parents and big brother Tommy a huge shout out for teaching me the importance of resiliency and to always stay true to myself. Because of you guys, I am prepared for the next chapter of my life. Thank you, Team Miller, and congrats, class of 2014.
Clinton Peterson.
Many of you know me as the Edgren Men's Football Starting Center, and yes, I did say center. Moving here has changed my life. Not all for the better, but I'll be a stronger person for it. I've made some good friends, most of whom are gone, but I'll still keep in touch. Now I'm off to bigger and better things. I'm off to pursue a degree in aerospace engineering and to have a family of my own. Keep this in mind. When I become president, I'll make sure to thank all of the people who got me there. Finally, I'd like to thank both my mother and father for raising me right, and also my brother for being there for me and being my best friend. God bless America.
Drew Phillips.
My journey at Edgren has been like a wrecking ball. I have met so many great friends and crazy people. In 10 years, I see myself living on a yacht in Florida with 10 teacup piggies.
Maribel Pumarejo.
I want to thank my family for always being there when I needed you for support and for motivating me. And I want to thank my friends for making the times here fun. Thanks to Miss Sweeney and Miss Minton for always being there to help me from the first day I came to Edgren. It's been a good 4 years, but now I can't wait to go out and start life on my own.
Kate Raymond.
Hello. Let's see, how sentimental can I get? Well, these past 4 years could not have passed by any sooner. If I see any of you in the future, I'll make sure to wipe your tears that will be caused by my glowing radiance with my billions of dollars. Thank you.
Brianna Robertson.
My 2 years at Edgren have been a roller coaster ride. I've had my good times and, of course, bad. I've met a lot of great friends along the way, and I wouldn't trade them for the world. I want to thank all my friends and family who stuck by my side through all my struggles. Without them, I wouldn't be who I am today. In 10 years, I want to be in Arizona working as a pediatric nurse.
Ashley Robinson.
Japan? You mean like the Karate Kid? The whole plane ride here I couldn't sleep. The Misawa Inn? More like the Misawa Oven. The school looks like an office building. Wearing a cute new shirt to school only to find every other girl wearing the same one, but in blue. Miss Sledge's greeting. Ashley, pop that gum one more time. Missing my niece and nephew, having no name brand ramen for the first time. Apparently, California roll is an American thing. No, there's yakisoba, then there's my mom's yakisoba. Seagulls thieving my Cinnabon mid-flight, my dwindling friend circle, sunsets only found in Misawa, every weekend 12 hours on the bus both ways, timeless Disney classics, bring it on, volleyball plus softball equal Coach Richardson 24/7. I hate it here, I love it here, I can't make up my mind, but either way, these memories will last me a lifetime, so thank you.
Rachel Rodriguez.
My experiences in high school have taught me many lessons, brought me many memories, and they will be the hardest to leave behind. But this is the day. I made it. I couldn't have done it alone, though. Thank you to all my friends and my family for all the support and love. I'm going off to become a physician's assistant and will start my journey at the University of Texas at Arlington. This isn't the end, but only the beginning.
Scott Sheehan.
My time at Edgren started when I first moved here the summer after my freshman year, not knowing what to expect and worried about making friends and playing sports. But it turned out to be the best time of my life. I've experienced so much here that I will never forget, but now I am on to bigger things. I'm going to pursue a technological career and get a degree in computer science. I would like to thank my family and anyone else who has helped me get to this point in my life. I could not have done it without you. Thank you so much, and you will be missed.
Deanna Sledge.
My journey at Edgren started at the age of 5 when I visited after school and has continued since then. At the age of 17, in the year 2014, I am finally ending my journey. I want to thank my friends and family, as well as the Edgren staff, both past and present, for being there for me. Now I'm on my way to college at Northern Kentucky University for a degree in English composition to fulfill my dream of being a writer. Thank you, Edgren family, for all the support.
Bryn Sugart.
I came to Misawa on June 26, 2012. My 2-year journey has consisted of many gifts, like All-American cheerleader and being a photographer for Edgren Sports in the Stars and Stripes newspaper. I would like to thank my wonderful family and friends. In the future, you'll find me somewhere tropical doing dangerous things. As much as I know you want to get me out of the house, I will miss you, Mom and Dad.
Joshua Sozer.
I first came to Edgren March 6, 2011, 5 days before the 9.0 earthquake. I will never forget that moment in my life. I still remember that moment. I thank the friends I cared about here and my dad for putting up with me through my high school years. I plan to go to Jones County Junior College to get a pharmacy degree and to hopefully play baseball.
Ashlyn Tatro.
Captain's Log, star date 2010. After landing in Misawa, I began my relocation process. I study at a learning center that worships the eagle. 4 long years have passed, and I am now ready to move on. I travel south to study in Tokyo. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my elders who have helped me along the way. The journey has been long and challenging, but I have completed it. The future is nigh.
Laura Weimer.